This is Justin with Ocean Vayu Yoga. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be doing a short practice for our backs, and we will get started by finding a comfortable seated position, letting our spines feel like they're lengthening just a touch. Breathe in and out through the nose here. We'll begin to turn our awareness to the sensations of the breath. We don't need to change how we're breathing here, so we're just watching how it feels to breathe. Okay, we're going to come into our first posture through hands and knees here. So we're going to come onto all fours. And then once settled there, we'll begin to bring the hips back toward the heels, coming into child's pose. If you need a little extra support, you might feel comfortable throwing a pillow or a blanket underneath the thighs as they come down towards the calves. We'll let the upper body kind of drape over the legs here. Keep an eye on our breathing. And just feel the low back beginning to open up. And then we'll make our way back up to all fours and begin to connect breath and movement with some cat-cows. So we'll let the lower ribs drop, and as we inhale, we'll gaze forward or upward, tailbone rising. With the exhale, tuck the tailbone, draw the chin toward the chest, and round the back. Again, inhale, let the ribs drop, we'll gaze forward, tailbone lifting, and exhale, tucking the chin, rounding the back, dropping the tailbone. Again, inhale, gazing forward or up, tailbone up. Exhale, tailbone tucks, chin tucks, press up between the shoulder blades. And two more times. We'll inhale and exhale. Once more, inhaling and exhale, tucking, rounding. With an inhale, we'll come to a neutral position. And we'll make our way to the next posture, puppy pose, by walking the knees back just a touch, and then walking the hands forward just a bit. And start to let the chest sink toward the mat. Maybe the forehead will come down, or maybe the chin coming down. So we'll kind of open up the mid-back and put a little compression into the shoulder joints as we open up the front side of the chest. Trying to keep the hips more or less over the knees here. And we'll make our way out by walking the hands back, so we end up on all fours again. And then we're going to shift to come down onto our stomachs and chests for Locust posture. We'll bring the arms back by the sides, let the palms turn to face up. We'll start with just the upper body here. We're just going to inhale and lift the chest and head away from the floor. Maintaining that lift, maintaining a steady breath. You don't have to lift crazy high. And then we'll lower down. We'll turn the right cheek toward the mat and let the body completely soften here. Coming back to center with the head, we'll now do the upper body and the lower body. So with an inhale, we'll lift the chest and see if we can lift the legs here. We're trying to lengthen out, pointing back through the toes. Again, not so important how high up the legs are. Lowering down, turning the left cheek toward the mat, and again letting the body soften. And we'll bring the hands up by the shoulders and lift the chest away from the mat using the arms. Walk the forearms forward a little bit so we can bring the elbows underneath the shoulders for Sphinx posture. Gentle opening on the front side of the body, little comfortable compression into the low back. Only come up as high as feels appropriate for you today. So if this is pinchy or painful in the low back, just lower down a touch. Again, keep the breath even. And then we're going to shift the elbows out to the side, lowering the upper body down. Turn the right cheek to the mat. We'll draw the left knee up along the floor with a bend in the knee. Just let the body soften. The low back will begin to decompress here. We'll gently slide the left leg back down to meet the right leg. Switch cheeks. Draw the right leg up along the side with a bend in the knee. And let things decompress on this side. We'll bring the right leg back down, and we'll make our way back to all fours again here. So pressing ourselves up with the hands and arms, moving the knees forward slightly if you need to. We're going to sink back into child's pose again, just continuing to lengthen the low back out. Just a few breaths. Our way back to all fours. We'll choose one side or the other to shift onto to come to a seated position. And from seated, we're going to lie down on our back. And we'll draw the knees in toward the chest. Bring the hands around to the shins. We're going to do a little resistance here. So we're going to push the legs up towards the ceiling. We're going to pull back with the arms. So we'll kind of ground our low backs down into the mat. Keep the breath steady. And we'll relax the legs. We'll switch now, so bring the hands to the tops of the legs, and then we're trying to squeeze the legs in towards the chest, but resisting out with the hands. And soften. Maybe rock from side to side with the knees still drawn toward the chest. And then we'll let both legs come down flat to the mat. We'll settle in for a little final relaxation here. Not only softening the body as completely as we can, but letting go of any efforts and awareness in the breath. Always good to give yourself a little downtime at the end of a practice, however short that might happen to be. And so if you have some extra time and would like to stay in this relaxation posture a bit longer, feel free to do so. Otherwise, we'll begin to move our fingers and toes around a little bit, bringing some awareness back into the body. We'll reach the arms up overhead, and with an inhale, stretch out fingertips to toes, and soften with an exhale. Bring the knees up in toward the chest, maybe rocking from side to side, or perhaps rolling in some small circles in one direction or the other. And we're going to roll over onto our right side and just kind of melt for a little bit here. And our hands and arms to press up to a comfortable seated position, whatever that might happen to be for you today. We'll bring the hands together and let the thumbs rest gently against the center of the chest. We'll turn our awareness back to our breath. Well, thank you for joining me today. Namaste. If you found this practice helpful, either in relieving some back pain or tension or just otherwise enjoyable, of course, let us know. Drop a comment down below. And we always appreciate it if you would hit the little thumbs up, the like button, as well as subscribing. They both mean a lot, and we appreciate it. Thanks. We'll see you next time.